You sure I can swear on this?
Of course you can.
Oh, good.
It's a spill.
All right, guys. Look, we're here. I'm doing the introducing. Hello. This is the spill. This is the second time we have met.
It is.
I'm in your house.
You're in my house. We've never met before. Prior to this, we met at a drift prac. And other than that,
The drift prac.
other than that, we've this is the first time. We've been meaning to do this for a couple of months, but I'm pretty anal with the podcast and everything, so I didn't want to do it until I had the room sorted out. So if you can't hear already, I've got brand new mics, brand new camera, brand new wall pads.
Look at this. This is soundproof from eBay. I've been asking where to get this stuff from. Well, I know it's on eBay now. How much did you pay?
It was
for this much.
$111 for 100 pieces.
You YouTubers out there, if you need a background, just go on eBay and look up this stuff. 3D tiles. Like, this is what you want. It looks good. It looks like we're like outside in a patio, sort of.
Legit. And it's foam. Fuck. And it also works as a sound deadener.
How good is that?
So I'm happy with that. Me and the missus spent like the last 3 days of the holidays finishing this off. But today's podcast is a little bit different. So introduce yourself, Matt.
G'day, guys.
Mr. Dusty.
Mr. Dusty, yeah. So my name's Matt Totani. They call me Mr. Dusty. So I've done YouTube for so long now, just as fun. And then I started doing professional media work. Slowly and steadily, people were asking me to do gigs and all that. I didn't even have a freaking camera at the time. Like in 2018, people were like, oh, can you film this stuff for us? We see your YouTube content. And I'm like, sure. So I brought a camera and I started doing lots of content at the racetrack. And it turned into Mr. Dusty Media. So I was actually doing a lot of work for people. They wanted short films, like content, social media stuff. And it kind of just grew from there. So now I've got Mr. Dusty Media, which is all my professional, I say semi-professional stuff. I've got that, and I've got Mr. Dusty Productions, where we do just dumb content, mess around, kind of what you do here. Just have a bit of fun with it. Yeah. And that's what it always was at the start. So
bunch of young guns just getting it out there.
But here's the thing: I'm 21 now, and
really,
I know
I'm older than you.
I know. How old are you? 24? 2. You're just older than me.
22. Yeah,
life is starting to take over now. So if I want to do YouTube stuff, I've got to sacrifice things. And here's the thing: if you want to, once you get to 21, 22, you're getting an actual job. You're working 9 to 5. You're putting in the hours. You then have to really decide what's going to be important to your life. And then you get a girlfriend. You got to put time in with your girlfriend. So it's like, if I want to do more YouTube, and it's just a hobby, it's a bit of a risk. But if I want to do more of that, I'm going to have to sacrifice something else. And right now there's that 9 to 5 work. There's motorsport. There's family. And it's just like, yeah, but I want to do it. So this year, more YouTube. That's what we're keen for.
So you're obviously striving for a bit of freedom in life.
Freedom.
Freedom, is that?
No, I'm striving to work my ass off. Like this.
Yeah, but to gain freedom?
I think so. I don't think I'll ever retire. Like a lot of people seem to have this mindset where they will become financially successful and then they will just go, cool, I'm done. I just want to relax. But the fact is, if you're hustling your whole life to achieve financial freedom, your mindset's gonna be to continue going, finding new things. You can't stop.
Yeah.
You need to keep going. You train your brain to do a certain thing. It's like if you want to quit nicotine, you're putting in all that effort to quit nicotine, and eventually you're just not gonna want nicotine. Same with business. You keep wanting business. You're gonna keep going. I guess that's the mindset I have.
Yeah. So, but are you happy doing this? Because you're Italian like me. We've been raised to just work.
Log boys.
Now we're living in a generation right now where you can get rich quick. During COVID, there was so many people that got rich quick off crypto jumps. Is that something you're striving to be? Like, is that something that you want to achieve so you have that type of freedom, or are you happy doing the 9 to 5 matrix type stuff?
It's hard to define what would be. Do you say so? This whole matrix thing, we'll jump into that, which we've been talking about. I think when you say 9 to 5, I'm saying 9 to 5 is where you put your time. So you can obviously have your normal office job where you're working for somebody and you're working X amount of hours to make a wage, or you're doing your own self business. Yeah. And you've got, say you have an online course that you're selling because you have the experience in an area. You're putting in 9 to 5 say you're putting 8 hours a week of your time so that you can turn that into a more passable income business. Yeah, that could happen, but I don't know. I'm using my days to have my normal job so I can survive, and then using my nights to do my other work with my other media stuff.
And do you enjoy your 9 to 5 work?
I do. So my normal 9 to 5 work is I work for Drake Supermarkets as their film and content creator. So I work with a small team of about 4 people, but I get to work with an awesome boss who is John Paul Drake. He's obviously Drake Supermarkets, John Paul Drake. He's the guy that's based the business.
He's the owner.
He's essentially the owner. So there's Roger Drake, who's his dad, and then he's the son. So JP Drake it's such a good job to have because his personality is very similar to mine. He's goofy, he's funny. He makes a lot of fun content, around the brand. And essentially his brand is he will review food items. He will do something called Customer Magic, where he will talk about like people stealing food and kind of make fun of them and try to catch them. He's a very flamboyant, out there person on social media. So I get to kind of create content for a guy that, in a way, I look up to. And he actually got the 19th most influential person in South Australia. So he's a big guns. And yeah, he's awesome to work with. I've just started about 7 months ago with him. So this year I've really got to put my foot down. How'd you manage that? How do I manage it? I would say...
Were you working at Drake's?
No. I was doing test and tag. So test and tag is when you get cords and like you've got to like test the cords okay, then you put stickers on them. I was working to make sure they're safe. It was complete bullshit. It's the most bullshit industry, guys. I would not recommend it. But I was doing that, and it was piss easy work, and it was okay money. But it was I didn't feel satisfied. Obviously, I mean, they're doing something I've no interest in, and I'm coming back, and I was coming back from work and doing what I loved, which was making content, making videos. Yeah. But it was. Yeah, and then I got a call one day, literally just finishing work, and it was John Paul Drake who called me. I met him through the motorsport stuff. He does car racing too, so I saw him a couple of times. I did a gig with him.
Friends with the Shahins and stuff?
Friends with Shahins, JRMEDIA Motorsports kind of team he works with. But he gave me a call. He had my contact. He's like, hey, Matt, we need a video editor. Do you want to come work with us? I'm like, what? No. I was so freaked out. Hectic. It's like you go from like a guy that I used to laugh and watch like on social media, who's now contacting me to work with him, and like he gets a lot of views. Like his stuff's pretty big, and it's like I was going from a job I just didn't care about to like my dream. I call it my dream 9 to 5 job because it's like where I'd like to be working for someone.
Yeah, well, that's what I was getting at. Obviously, you're doing a job you enjoy, so I wouldn't really class that as a matrix type job. Because if you're doing something you enjoy and you're learning the skills that you're going to then take out of work because you want to be a content creator personally outside of work, then you're kind of learning, to do stuff outside of work that you really actually want to do.
What do you class as matrix? I think
so. The matrix, I think, is like it's like this, the life we've been brainwashed or like just nailed down to live. Go to school. If you don't go to uni, you're going to be a bum. The only reason they push us to go to uni is because you got a HECS debt, right? Go to uni, you got this $100,000 HECS debt. You're then in the system the rest of your life working, trying to pay that off. That's exactly where they want you. You know what I mean? If you fresh out of school and like do what I done, so I dropped out. I was rocking up to school in different cars every week, and all my teachers were like, "What the fuck? What's going on here?" Like, because I was told I was going to be a bum my whole life. So I used to go to school and pick my mates up and just like wave to the teachers, and the matrix to me is kind of like the system that we're embedded in to just do as we're told and to just not think outside of the box, pay our bills, pay tax, have a roof over our head that by the time we die we're not even on top. Do you know what I mean? Like nowadays in the life we're living right now, you're actually better off renting. I don't know if you've listened to the podcast with what's his name?
I've read a lot of books about renting. Like Rich Dad Poor Dad's a really good book.
Yeah.
By Robert Kiyosaki. But renting is better. Andrew Tate
now
said
it is
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate says a lot of things that I say, and a lot of people are going to say, you're just repeating what Andrew Tate said. But for those people who actually really know me, they would know before Top G, I had this mindset. I was number one at the front of every single protest when COVID came out with a megaphone. Freedom! Every single protest. I was this close to driving to Canberra to sleep on the lawn. There was hundreds of thousands of people protesting for freedom. The government had sonic radars on the roof of Parliament House burning and singeing the eyes and the skin off freedom protesters. That's the Matrix.
Yeah.
When you're living in a time where you are getting weapons used against you, these are like sonic weapons that they use in the army against you for freedom protesting, what the fuck do we have to look forward
and
to?
That's just in Australia as well, to put it. See, I haven't done any protests.
Yeah, the freest country in the world.
Yeah, that's the thing. You see, as people, now look, I'll just put my stance in it. I do agree with stuff that Andrew Tate says. There's other stuff I'm just like, instead of not agreeing, I just don't care. It's right. I think you can relate a lot of the stuff he says back into, maybe it's more for males, but more into your life. Now, Andrew Tate's now gone to prison. Maybe it's changed since this podcast is recording, but there was a pizza box that said that he was still in, what country was it?
Romania.
Romania. He was still in Romania.
Jerry's Pizza.
Jerry's Pizza. Now, before that, he got arrested. There was a tweet that went out with environmentalist called Greta
Thunberg or something.
And essentially, he was flexing. He had so many cars. And then she kind of had a savage response back, like, go fuck yourself, here's my email. Yeah, and essentially,
big Tate, yeah.
Everyone thinks that, here's the thing, he got caught because of that pizza box, right? So the cops knew where he was.
But he lives in Romania.
He lives in Romania.
That's where he resides.
I know. So why wouldn't they have not gone for him beforehand? Why is all this sex trafficking stuff is about a year old, they're saying.
Well, he's already been arrested and raided for that, and he got proved they didn't have any evidence. It was just a waste of time, right? In the past 6 to 7 months to a year, not even, Andrew Tate has just completely taken over the world. Most Googled famous man in the world. More Google searches than Donald Trump. More than, Michael Jordan, anything. And the issue with Andrew Tate is he's spreading awareness and awakening the masses against the Matrix, right? So he knew he was on his final warning. He's been saying it in every single podcast. You get one warning, right? They cancel you. He was cancelled within 6 months. Absolutely wiped off every single mainstream social media in the world.
Like everything.
Everything.
Gone.
His bank account, he couldn't catch Ubers, nothing.
Even Airbnb's like, we can't use our service anymore. It's just, but isn't that scary? 'Cause for me, it's like, imagine your whole world is revolved around something and then it's taken away like that from every platform. That's what he had. That was him. But it wasn't in his mind. He literally went from the biggest, most Google search person to someone who has tried to be removed. And then Piers Morgan got him on. And Piers Morgan completely changed his opinion on Andrew Tate. He was just dragging him for a whole hour. And then he actually got him on for a second interview on live TV. They're playing a game of chess together, agreeing on world problems. It's you don't have to like everything he says, and I'm sure we're not going to have to. People aren't going to all agree that are listening about what he says. But the whole point that I get out of it is that he's trying to have individual, strong male role models.
Yeah, masculinity and his own opinion, which is what the world has preached for so long. Freedom of speech, freedom to move, freedom to do whatever you want, freedom to have a license, freedom to go to work.
And it says a lot when he's getting arrested for a pizza box for some sex trafficking reason that's never been brought up. It's just interesting. I'm keen to see how this goes. I mean, he's locked up for 30 days, I think. But I don't know. I'm a bit sad.
He's got his lawyers working on it. I've got a friend who actually talks to Tate. He's in the war room. He's in the real world. Yeah. So he gets information on what's going on. So he got a message from one of Tate's cousins, who actually said today,
get it up. So you're saying this guy is he's in the war room now? He's in all the
connected. Yeah. He's networking. You know what I mean? It's where we should all be.
Yeah.
So, update on the Tate brothers. They are in good spirits and handling jail well with an iron mind. What do you expect? Yeah. These boys are
Been there, done
Top
that.
G's, man. Like, honest to God.
When you have to have like 8 security guards around you at 24/7, I think you can deal with a bit of prison. They've been to prison before as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've had a hard life. I don't know if you've listened to all these podcasts and all these Tate speeches, but
I've heard a lot about their upbringings in the UK and whatnot. So
they worked for what they got. And then it says that they're constantly in contact with their legal team and they are 100% confident they will be released soon. This week is a detention appeal hearing where their legal team will hopefully get them out of jail. Unfortunately, with Romanian law, you do not get bail, but their lawyers are going to argue that there is no evidence to support they are at a flight risk. Because they're worried about them fucking off to another country, which they can.
Yeah, they can do.
Yeah, bring me a jet,
Yeah.
and that's what they're like. These boys are fucking...
Is this public information? No.
Yeah,
Sort
public, because this guy's put it up here. This is what he's read in the network of the real world and the war room. Keep in mind, just because someone is under pre-trial detainment, it does not mean they are guilty. Right now, Andrew Tate, I listened to a podcast today. People say, you're not guilty. How can they put you in jail? This is the Matrix we're talking about, man. They can do whatever the fuck they want, and this proves it. If you can get cancelled that quick for just talking a little bit against the narrative, and now be jailed with no evidence.
That's just it's actually scary, because it's like, what if you are to become something as high as you can go, and then you say something against the government? What if what you're standing for right now? It's like they'll only take you out if you're a main target. If you're someone that's a leader,
that's the issue.
Then there you go.
And that's what Andrew Tate preaches so much. Masculinity, man. They don't want leaders. They want followers.
Yeah.
They want us under the thumb. They want us working. They want us paying our bills. They want us all in electric cars so they can turn the fuckers off whenever it suits them.
Yeah.
Soon we're going to be in fucking lockdown for climate control. COVID was just a test. And I said that from day one. COVID was a test to see who would comply and how easy it was to control the masses.
And how easy was it? You'd even have people going against you, all trying to fight you if you didn't follow like the 1.5
Well, you've got people fighting
gap.
against you, freedom protesters.
You can tell them that this distance, if you went at this distance, you're going to be in jail. Like, people on the street would just preach that.
I just had court.
COVID pisses me off. I
just had court for no mask.
No mask. Where was this? No mask?
Yeah, so I was at West Lakes, didn't wear a mask, never wore a mask, I actually had a medical exemption because of anxiety and shit.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the point. It was more freedom, Don't tell me I can't leave the house with a mask that has no scientific evidence that it even works.
Yeah.
Number one, COVID's a respiratory issue. Worst thing for a respiratory issue is breathing in your own fucking carbon dioxide.
Well, there you go.
And where does COVID breed? Warm, moist places. Put this fucking flag over your mouth and breathe for 10 minutes. It turns into a soggy, wet fucking piece of fabric. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
The logic's stupid.
So I took it all the way, man. Ended up in court. You just stand your ground, man. Know your rights. Like, I was fortunate. I had a year or so off work when all this shit happened because I hurt my back. So I'd done all the research on my rights. I'd done all the research on law, everything. And I've got good networking with people that are in the same boat as me who are, enough's enough.
Were you confident in court? It's court's
Well, I've done it over the phone. The goal's just to waste their time, man.
So you didn't have to go into an actual judge. Imagine having to go to an actual judge for not wearing a mask.
I would have loved it.
That would have been... Imagine how much time they would be wasting, and they have already, with people going to court over little things like not wearing a face mask. With so much evidence. Time wasted. Oh my God.
Well, this was the issue, and this was our plan of attack, like all of us with the fines. Just waste their time. One sickie, one adjournment, another adjournment. Ask for evidence. They don't give any evidence because they don't have any.
Yeah.
Go to court. Prosecution didn't provide me with the evidence I'm after.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm not in the position to make a plea. Blah 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 blah. Adjourned. Do you know what I mean?
Fuck.
But the issue is with a fine, right? If I got found guilty, like I went all the way to trial and all that,
yeah,
you can get found with it's $20,000 fine, man.
$20,000
not
of your taxpayer money.
If you're found guilty, this was natural person failing to comply. That was the charge. Natural person failing to comply.
Where does that charge even come from, man? Like,
it doesn't. It comes from like the original on the fine paper. It said, failing to comply during major incident. To me, that's like someone's had a car crash, left the scene.
But that's.
I went to a shopping centre with no mask on as a free sovereign citizen, choosing my own right to how I'm going to protect myself against a so-called.
Was this 2020?
virus.
Was this like the peak of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't bother me, man.
No.
I'm not. This is like I said with all the Andrew Tate shit. Before Andrew Tate was even a thing, I never even knew who this bloke was. I was just so adamant to stand my ground, man, because I want to have kids. I don't want my kids growing up in the way we're leading. You know what I mean? So,
I think just people should take out of Andrew Tate. You don't have to be a supporter. You don't have to like him. What I would say is take some of the advice he's giving as a young bloke of how you should represent yourself, and see that there's also a lot of sarcasm in it. Okay, there's so much sarcasm in what he says. He's joking at the time, but people can't seem to tell the difference. But the values that he's trying to teach are wake up, work hard, provide for your family, and it's just as simple as that. Listen to the good stuff out of it, and I think that, you do the same thing.
I've actually got it written here. Take everything that me and you in this podcast are going to talk about, and same as Andrew Tate, with a grain of salt, right? Look at it with an open mind, and align the dots yourself. It's not rocket science what's going on in the world right now. It never has been. Do you know what I mean? But the issue is, like, your parents, my parents, they grew up with on the block, on the farm. The Matrix only just slowly coming in.
You only knew what you knew.
Right? They got too complacent. They thought, fuck, I didn't have a phone when I was younger. Now they've got phones, they've got houses, they've got electricity, they've got water. They got too complacent, like, fuck, this is awesome. Look what the government's given us. If it wasn't for the government, we wouldn't have any of this. This is why all of our parents and everyone ran to get the vaccines, because they grew up with a government that genuinely wanted what was best for them. Unfortunately, right now, me and you, they don't want what's best for us, man. They want our money, and one thing I can tell you is the government don't make money off healthy people.
I think the government is so broad, though. Like, I think that, look, when it comes to your PMs and whatnot, you got great people around you. Government is really broad. It's people that you don't see.
It's your leaders, the Matrix. They're all one, man. They work together. Like, this is what this red flag represents. Australia is not even Australia anymore.
Even look at America. Everyone sees through Joe Biden's crap. And Trump even, puts it out there. Joe Biden gets asked all these easy questions on interviews, and then you got Trump getting grilled every single time. Whoever the news is supporting, and the Murdoch media industry is massive. Whoever they're going to support, they're going to pound on that.
Yeah,
they're going to make it look away, and that goes. And media's the whole new thing now. Anything someone owns a major share into something,
well, they own it,
and they like same with all these COVID vaccines. They're all the same people. There was this good Joe Rogan podcast with someone who worked with the pharmaceutical companies. The insurance companies work directly with them, whatever the highest profit is. It's like, if you've got type 2 diabetes, they're going to want to keep you paying more money for longer rather than trying to fix you.
Yeah, but why do they have type 2 diabetes? This is what they don't talk about. Oh, you've got diabetes. Here's a medication to maintain your diabetes. There's never a cure for anything.
You see, if you just stay healthy, like Andrew Tate said, then you wouldn't get type 2 diabetes, so you wouldn't be giving money to the wrong people. There you go. And
there's never a cure. There's always a treatment, because you have to return for treatment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Now, if you look back like 50, 100 years ago to our it's not even like ancestors, yeah, but not even that old, man. Even before them, like our parents. My nonno died at 98 years old. There's not a fucking chance in hell, if we keep going the way we're going, you and I are going to make it to even 80. Do you know what's in our water?
So
do you know what's in our food?
Tell us about our water. See, I've heard a little bit about this, so I don't know.
Well, I told you to look into it. I don't know if you did.
I did a little bit. I didn't find too much.
So a major thing in our water, right? about. I think it had to do with the Rockefellers. I feel like I've got a bit of autism because I know a lot of shit, but I'm not good at saying it.
Saying it. That's like literally me.
Yeah,
Dude.
I think we're similar.
Yeah.
I think it was the John D. Rockefellers. They actually found out that fluoride calcifies your pineal gland, which is an ancient. This goes hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago. The pineal gland. This is how like the pyramids got there. All these like ancient mosques and stuff. That's what I told you.
How the pyramids got there.
Yeah, with pineal gland, man. Like with spirituality.
Okay.
Vibrations. We're all a vibration. You know. So they found out that fluoride calcifies our pineal gland, which is
it kills it off.
It blinds it. It puts a layer of calcium over it, right? So they what's something that everyone does every day? Brushes their teeth, drinks water. Let's put a bit of fluoride in all of that. Do you know what I mean?
You see, here's the thing that you've been told about fluoride. I don't believe it, but that's where we can agree to disagree. But fluoride is used to keep your teeth protected. They say
it puts a layer over your teeth to stop calcium build-up.
Yeah, but it
does the same. Your pineal gland is made out of the same thing.
I've always thought it's there for that, but it's like if it is a way of dictating us, and that's the thing. But have people also say? I've seen Reddit forums about this. People have actually awakened in a slight way after not drinking fluoride.
You're looking at
you're the guy.
You're looking at it right now.
Well, how do you feel? Because I'm drinking it. This is literally government water. This is government water right here.
This is what happened to me, right? So during COVID, when I hurt my back, I've always been pretty against the Matrix, as you call it, and the government. Because being a car enthusiast, you speed past the camera, you get a fine, right? You're in danger to the community. You're going to lose your license. You don't get the fine till a few weeks later. You're still on the road. Then you've got about 6 months to a year worth of court before they say, okay, we're going to take your license.
You're a danger to the road.
It's pure revenue raising. Of course, it's nothing. There's nothing.
Undercover cop cars.
One in a Porsche now. Adelaide has a Porsche.
And on bikes. On bikes too.
Yeah, I've seen that Harley.
These caddy vans, they're not fucking. Look, it's revenue raising, and everyone knows it. But the thing is, nothing's getting done about it, even though we all have a problem.
And they still don't give us somewhere to do it. Like I heard that cops were at Taylor and Ben defecting and sending letters to roll racing cars.
Defecting. Here's the thing: people putting
at a track,
putting their money into it. The government gets a bit of GST. Still gotta. People are putting all this money into these cars, and it's like they're having a hobby that's not drug related. That's off the fucking road, and they're going to a racetrack, and then essentially they're coming out of a racetrack where they've been told to do it, and they're getting defected still. Like what a joke.
Because they had rego plates on.
Because the cars are a bit low, it's a bit more power. Those cars are probably more safe than most cars on the road.
90% of those cars are loved, cherished, and built to not fuck out.
You put better tyres, you put coilovers on a car. It's already better than most cars on the road. I mean, I've driven... See, it's funny. It's interesting. I haven't been pulled over yet, but I've driven my XL race car on the road because I get a permit to do rally events and whatnot. The thing is, I go past cops during these rally events. Not a problem in the world. If I put a permit on that car just in a regular day, I would be in court. I would be gone in court. It has a roll cage and it has all this jazz. But I've been defected in a stock Hyundai XL for a loose battery terminal and a rust hole in the muffler. And that cop has been on YouTube for doing it to constant amounts of people. Don't know what's happening.
What's his name?
I don't know his name. He's an Irish cop.
Neil Hasty. Yeah, he's the guy who charged me.
Really? He has the Irish accent?
He's the same bloke who dropped my charges.
I've done a video on him.
He's the guy who came here with fucking 3 detectives, took everything. Camera, laptop, phone, everything. Took everything. Tried to charge me with arson, acts to cause harm, misuse of motor vehicle, and promoting and assisting illegal street activity. Right?
Wow.
Then he sent... and then I kept ringing him. Where's my shit? 2 years he almost had my stuff for. 2 fucking years.
Have you got it back yet?
Yeah. After I went and bought new shit, then he decides to give it back, but only because I kept pushing, right?
This guy...
He sent a cop to my house to get a statement from me. Look, if you help us with the drivers of the vehicles, we'll drop your charges. And I said, do you know how much I hate you? The government, the police. You are not going to get nothing out of me. I said, it's bad enough I recorded these guys pumping sets and now they're going to, deal with the consequences. I feel bad enough. Don't come to my house and ask me for names and shit. I said, I would rather go to jail than break my...
These are your, brothers, all these guys?
No, they're not my mates.
Yeah.
None of them are mates. We're not even close.
You're just people that messing around.
It's my morals. I don't like the organisation, the government. I don't like the corporation. I don't like any of it. I'm not going to go help these people charge my friends. No, they're not my good friends, but my friends for something that I got them in the shit to begin with just because I wanted to make some YouTube content. So I said to the lady, he sent the lady here because he wouldn't come himself because he knew I would have roasted him. He sent a lady here to do his dirty work. And I said to her, hang on a second. So, and I've videoed it all. I'm going to leak it one day. It'd be funny as fuck. I said, if you're coming here, right, and you're trying to charge me with 3 to 4 pretty hectic criminal charges, but then you're telling me if I help you with this, I'm no longer a criminal. What kind of law are you charging me under, right? What kind of law is that? If you can come here, if I help on the investigation, I snitch, then you're just going to drop my charges. What law are you charging me under? How corrupt are you guys? Anyway, I refused to give her a statement. I refused everything. She went on her way. I got a call from the prosecutor about a couple months later, and he goes, "Oh, I'm sitting here watching the camera, the chest cam from the lady, and I'm deciding to withdraw your charges."
Withdraw?
Yeah, and he dropped them all. And I said, "Hang on a minute, what for? I didn't give a statement. What for, right? Because I stood my fucking ground. I know my rights, and I would have made a fool out of them if they took me to court.
Yeah.
Because they tried to blackmail me. That's not law, man. That's not law, especially criminal. These are criminal charges. If you snitch, you're no longer a criminal.
Yeah.
No. Bring me my charges. Send me to jail. That's what I said.
Mate, if you snitch makes their job easier, makes their life easier. They go home, happy days for them.
All of the boys ended up with I haven't spoken to all of them, but it was just not a slap on the wrist. Some of them got 3 months loss of license or da-da-da, and I got mine dropped.
So there's only a couple of videos on YouTube that you uploaded. It was burnouts.
Yeah, the one it was on the news. It was on the news within a day. It was hectic.
Remember Vince got done for the Glenelg?
No.
Jetty. The guy, you had him on. Yeah, he got done for speeding at the bay and filming with his camera.
Oh, in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
I remember seeing that. Yeah.
See, you're lucky because.
Oh, I'm very lucky.
But at the same time, is that one particular cop? I know how much harm he caused so much hassle for me. I literally just rocked up to a car park, and there was all these other modified cars. I was seeing my mates. I was driving a stock car for a reason, and then I got picked on. And I had that car for the sake of getting around safely to work. Now I don't have a car. I had to go back to a Regency twice for just little things because it wasn't the best car in the world, but it wasn't unsafe. What a dick. And I tried, and anything I say, he'll just put his intimidation on me.
Yeah, but and that's the thing.
He's a flog, man.
He's a wanker. He's and that's what he used, intimidation. Give me your passwords to your phones. It'll make the investigation a whole lot easier. You'll have your stuff back really quickly. Man, almost 2 years I reckon they had it, and the phone's still sitting there. It doesn't turn on anymore.
Really?
$3,000. He had the G7X. He took my missus' laptop. He took my 4-wheel drive.
He took your car as well.
Yeah, because I towed the burnout car out there. I didn't do a burnout that day. I just towed. Tried to charge him a misuse for towing.
Get something better to do with your life. It was just a couple of funny YouTube videos.
Exactly. And every single comment, they put it on the news. The news were coming here to interview me. I set up a freaking out the front little backdrop of one of my brother's killer cars. I was going to do a full interview on the news, right? Yeah. Give us somewhere to fucking do it. They didn't interview you? No, they never showed up. Because they knew I was going to say what I really think. Yeah. They were accepting I was going to say, it's just, a little bit of fun.
How annoying is that? That would have been so good.
Oh, it would have been. Bro, it would have boosted everything I'm trying to achieve with YouTube and everything. Just boom.
See, this is the stuff that if we can get these freelance journalists on YouTube, which are starting to come up and they've already been there for a long time.
Aussie Kozak.
Joe Rogan's in a lot of crap at the moment. He's been caught with his crypto zoo scam. And there's so much going on. These YouTube journalists are great. Now you've got Rumble, which you're saying is going to be a big thing. Rumble is like this new YouTube kind of platform. Haven't done too much research.
They pay way better too, apparently.
Yeah,
like
right.
double.
You know you don't get paid with TikTok? TikTok does not pay a cent.
Nah, gifts and shit.
No, YouTube Shorts are starting to get monetized, which is big. And you still get pretty good pay for YouTube. Like, I used to be on the partner program, and like...
Is that the ads?
With ads, yeah, you can make really good money. Like, if you're making...
You need to be consistent, though. I watched a video last night.
But if you're making money, if you can dedicate a lot of your life to YouTube...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, it's hard now. It's not your usual, you get your camera out, do a funny vlog. Vlogs are dead. You can't do that.
Well,
look at Mr. Beast. He spent like $1 million in 2 minutes of a video.
Yeah, he's out of control, man.
He'll put a really cool thumbnail of like him doing a cool activity, and then add 10 more activities into that one video that he does. Like, and the amount of money that he'll spend on content.
Well, it takes him like a year just to film one video.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. It depends what it is.
Like, what's it called? Squid Games. It was like months and months and months.
But it had to be done in a certain time.
They had to sign like proper forms and everything for all the people on there, like, so they could.
Because isn't it copyright technically if you're using the Squid Game as a type? No, it's not.
Well,
copyright's confusing because you can't use music and stuff. But
he doesn't even own a hectic car.
Oh, he sold his Tesla. He said
Mr. Beast is like the most humble. Like, he grew up. I watched his podcast the other day with Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
He sat in his room as a kid, like what's introvert? Is introvert the one
it's
when
you're quiet and
he was the most introverted kid, just every hour of the day on YouTube. How to be started making videos. Boom.
You know what he was doing? He was freaking doing like counting to 1 million. He would count to 1 million just on a live stream.
Yeah.
And then he was smart with that because then people would tell him to watch like a TV show. So he'd be like, okay, I'll count to 1 million and watch this TV show at the same time so I can do two things at once.
Yeah, dumb shit like that.
Very cool mind. And I never watched Mr. Beast as a kid, but look at him now. He's the most powerful YouTuber.
He's sleeping underground for like 5 days.
Yeah.
In a coffin.
Like, not eating for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, there's some really cool challenges.
If you leave the circle, you fucking... Last one to leave the circle was like fucking $1 million cash or something.
You see, but you know what I like about that stuff? I love the videos, but I inspire more to understand how he built that brand. The amount of people he's got working for him, the amount of people that have to do editing, this, that, the marketing side. Well, he's so much to do. It's not just one person.
He's got it flowing. He's got Translate now.
Spaniel,
everything.
Like Italy.
He's got like 18 different languages, and he pays people to translate all his videos, and they upload it like 18 different times in a different language.
Yeah.
And then he's got what does he have? I watched it the other day. He's got
the food.
Yeah, Beast Burger. Beast Burger.
There's none of that in Australia, but it's what Mr. Beast, the brand that he's created. He is one of the smartest business people you'll find on YouTube.
And it's all charity.
And there's so much charity.
It's all charity.
All the charity stuff. It is
every cent he earns, he puts back into the creating or into charity.
It's crazy.
Like, he'll buy out a whole fucking Audi and then go give it to a homeless shelter.
His addiction is work. Like, work is everything for him. He's got a girlfriend too. He fit in a girlfriend. My first statement was finding time for everything. Well, he somehow just found the things that he needs. But not just that, he has the people around him. You need the people around you. I mean, what's your goal? Where do you see yourself in a year? Because we're always, every year's time coming, for me now it's becoming like the planting the seed stage. I'm still planting the seeds, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I'm not too happy with my workflow. I feel like I can do more in a day. And that's the stuff that bugs me. Because I really want to refine myself.
So that's my issue, and I guess that's my issue with the whole Matrix thing is, imagine if we spent our hours that we spend doing work on our real life goals. You know, you could achieve the impossible, and I'm so adamant that you could do that. You know, so the plan for me is to hopefully, I'm definitely traveling Australia. That was the idea of this podcast, was originally to take it around Australia in a van. The backdrop will be a different place in Australia every single video.
You'll sit at a park bench or...
I want to do a series like Deckies and Jays, where you're on a deck chair having a joint, like somewhere in Australia, you know what I mean?
Legalise marijuana.
And then, so pretty much travelling Australia, take the podcast with me.
Yeah.
So that way I can drive to some cool people. And then just, the people you meet. There's so many stories that need to be told, man. And we're living in a generation where they can be heard. And I feel like that's why this great awakening is happening, man, because of podcasts.
It is, and podcasts haven't even been around for that long. So, it is. I think that's a cool idea. I mean, do you plan to buy a van and literally deck it out to sleep in it?
Yeah, hectic. Yeah.
This year?
Probably, and I want to leave January next year.
Yeah.
But it all comes down to, I don't want to have a set date on it because I don't have an end date. There's no date. We're coming home. We're just going to go. I want to resign from work a few months before, get my partner to do the same thing, and then pretty much just why I built this fucking room, made it look cool, because we just want to sit here and come up with an income before we leave.
Yeah. Because
you can save all this money, which we've done, we're going to do, and then you travel. Imagine doing all of that, man. Like, traveling Australia is like $1,000 a week.
Yeah,
and there's no pluses coming in. It's all negative.
But you should be working well at the same time.
Yeah. So
if you can go get pub gigs and whatnot and travel around.
So it'll be a lot of that. So we're going to try to figure out, because I done e-commerce originally when I first hurt my back. So get back into that. Obviously the podcast, JRMEDIA. JRMEDIA is going to be the travel YouTube. So that'll be like the travel type of vlogs, YouTube. The Spill will be the podcast side of thing, and then depending on what we do, we might start just like a separate channel, because I don't think JRMEDIA is very travel friendly.
It depends. Mr. Beast is Mr. Beast. I'm sure you would have thought it was a crazy name at the start. I use Mr. Dusty. JR, don't know.
Yeah.
If it's you, it's you. But I seriously just say commit as soon as you can, because if it's an idea that's been in your head for a while, you need to do it. And you know what? You can't even script that. You're just going around, and who knows who you're going to meet. It's just right place, right time. Things come up. So
well, that's the thing, man. If I'm going to all different caravan parks and I'm meeting all different people, I just want to be like, hey, do you want to do a podcast? Rip out the microphones. How did you get to where you are right now, traveling Australia or doing what you're doing? And I've got a bunch of shit written down here for the podcast, what I want to do. Where is it? Goals.
See, I think we're both going to be broke.
Yeah, well, but you have to take that risk, man. You're not going to get rich doing a 9 to 5.
No.
So you got to risk it all to achieve what you really want to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It also depends on... Everyone can class rich as different. For me personally, I think financially I wouldn't like to be comfortable because my bank account does stress me out too much. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm very smart. You got to be smart enough to not, don't ditch your mates just to 24/7 focus on that. You got to have a balanced life. And just be smart with what you put time into. Be smart with it. With me, motorsport has been my massive gateway. Before I was doing motorsport, when I was 17, 18, I was a bit of a pothead. I'll just sink bongs. That's all I knew. And then it was motorsport was kind of an option.
Nothing wrong with bongs, by the way.
Free
the herb.
Yeah, free the herb.
Plant medicine is the way of the future, man.
Everyone says I'm
money on that.
That's true. Everyone always thinks I'm stoned, so I'm not 100% guarantee that. I'm just tired. But I used to be a big bong head, and then I tried motorsport. I did a couple more events, and there was this thing called Circuit XL, which is those little XL cars turn into proper race cars kind of thing. And I started racing those, and I just had the biggest high I could have. Every serotonin bubble was just popping when I was doing that, and I was just loving it so much. So I was put more money into it, and then we brought another car so me and my sister can both race, and now I'm just addicted to motorsport. It's my whole world.
Well, you're chasing the rush.
Yeah, that rush, and even the media side of it, I love the watching of it. My clients succeed. That's the biggest high.
And then when you're editing a video and everything goes to plan, you're finished there and you're watching it. It's another dopamine rush.
It's so good when you get an edit right, because that's the thing. When you doing these people, I just did 2 short skits today, and it was semi-unscripted, semi-scripted, but you just keep recording until something makes sense, and then you're just hopefully that works in an edit. So it is a very satisfying feeling, and I'm a really bad editor because I can't stay still for too long, but it's very rewarding industry. And I'm starting to hire someone, to have a kid now who's going to kind of help me out finish some edits and all. So I'm kind of getting that knowledge of like business expanding, managing someone.
Well, I was going to actually say that, man. Props to you, because I had a quick look today at all your TikToks. You got Mr. Dusty, you got Dusty Productions. I reckon you're the most active content creator in South Australia by far.
No way.
Yeah, think about it.
I think I'm doing a lot every day, that's for sure. And also, I do...
Think about it. Who else? Yeah. Who else is there?
Does Raka Raka count anymore? They're going offline. Raka Raka's gone.
They don't post shit. They're living the dream, and they're not even... I don't think they're in Australia.
I don't know many South Australian...
Props to Raka Raka. I know Raka Raka personally. They're wicked.
I went to film school, not with them, but the same
place. But
they're
more... They're not really content creators anymore. They're production. They just made a movie.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. Shout out to the Adelaide boys, Raka Raka, Danny and Michael.
They're amazing.
They're wicked people, man. But I reckon between it's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I was like, be at my house at 3:00, and you're like, I'm making reels.
Yeah.
Do you know that's impressive, man?
Yeah.
Because I've had this shit manifested in my head for so long, the YouTube, the everything, but I can't bring everything together. I'm so anal. Everything has to be perfect or I won't do it. Well, and I can't do the matrix and my goals. It's one or the other. So for me it's something I'm trying to work on personally to, why can't I get home from work, sit down here and start an online business?
Why can't you? Because
exactly.
You can.
I can. But I'm not that... I have this thing in my head where it's... males can't multitask, and my back's fucked. So by the time I finish work, I'm like, pain's tiring. Pain is so tiring. And that's another thing, like, fuck, where's the discipline in that? Fucking, do what you got to do. Get home, fucking grind.
Do you get pissed off when do you set yourself like a list of goals to finish in a day, and do you normally get those finished off? Like, when you get home, you have
if I'd done that, because I'm real OCD, and I didn't achieve them, I'd fucking be in the shittest mood.
Yeah, I get pissed
off.
off.
I've never done that.
I've
never set goals. Even today, man, when I was sitting in my truck, I was like, fuck, man, like, I got so many goals,
It's been
I wanted to vlog doing all this, building the room, and I was like, fuck, no one cares. And I don't want to be that person who just fucking uploads. And I don't, as bad as it sounds, I know you guys are into your car content, I fucking hate it.
You don't like.
There's only this small niche, man, that care about cars. And
there's a big niche.
Well, there's a big niche, but not really. The biggest YouTube niche is, like you said before, kids.
You see, if people look at my new channel, Mr. Dusty Productions, I upload anything from cars to stupid meme skits and I'm pissed at myself because I don't know what I'm trying to be. Like, I have no idea what genre. Then I'm just like, well, some people know me for this, some know me for this, so fuck it. The OCD thing, I get a little bit of that too, but I always say you just need to remember that everyone else doesn't care. Because if you're just, the more that you don't upload, the more you just say, oh, nah, that's not good enough, nah, I can't expand on that, the more no one knows you, or no one's going to be interested in you.
Well, this is the thing. Last night, I was, I've got a car mount for my window. I went to get my EOX R6 Turbo to go pick up the missus from a festival, and I was going to set the camera up and, just do a vlog, like what my plans are with JRMEDIA, because I think I've got 1,300 followers of 4 videos
you got
on JRMEDIA.
Is this on YouTube?
Yeah, JRMEDIA, right? And I made a video, I'm like, where have I been, da-da-da-da-da. And all that's happened between now and then is car stuff. And like I said, I don't want to be that guy to just be like, fuck, here's my car, look how big my dick is. Do you know what I mean? And I'll be honest with you, I don't enjoy cars. I enjoy thrashing the fuck out of them, blowing the whole fucking bar to smithereens, and then paying someone to fix it.
Yeah.
But in the world we're living in right now, and what I want to achieve in life, man, I'll go buy a tyre, $60. I'm like, fuck, that could have been $60.
That could have been for bongs.
No, I don't even smoke weed much. I smoke weed like once a week, and I've never paid for weed in my life. I don't. I refuse. And you shouldn't sell nature. Yeah, mate. I've never sold, and I don't reckon I've ever bought.
Stop selling tobacco. It's from the trees.
No, they make that shit, and the government. The government runs tobacco, so of course they sell it.
Barley darts. There you go. Oh wait, another government.
But I thought, I don't want to be that just another guy that just does fucking car shit, and that's not what I'm passionate about. You know what I mean? I want to do something that I'm passionate about, which is fucking traveling and shit. So if I'm spending $60 on fucking, man, it's not even $60 anymore. One tire is like, I think it's the price has gone up 15%
for a good tire,
right?
You're paying a lot of
That's
money.
like a tank of fuel to get me from Melbourne to Canberra. Do you know what I mean? For when I travel. So everything I do now is like just all building up to what my real goals in life are, which is I don't plan on coming back to the normal life once I've finished traveling. I don't want to stop traveling. I want to make it work on the road, and it's possible, man.
100% it's possible.
Mate,
people
better than buying a house. You know
what comes up in your feed on TikTok? Like literally
travel vlogs, got a hot missus, starting OnlyFans.
Because that's what you.
Boom.
Because that's literally what you're watching on TikTok. The algorithm knows what you want. And that's your dream. So
e-commerce, brand deals, YouTube, the podcast, fucking OnlyFans, milk some fucking creamy.
How close are you and your girlfriend?
Yeah, but you don't even have, like. This is why I like Andrew Tate so much. He made his first million on webcam girls.
Is that the sex trafficking stuff or not? I get confused.
Sex
so that's what they're calling the sex trafficking.
He used to fly girls out to his house. They used to make thousands of dollars.
Well, the story
is he used to make millions.
He got 4 girls that stayed. He says that there was a bunch of girls from different parts when he was doing MMA. 4 of them stayed out of the 10 that were there.
Yeah, and one chick had a boyfriend, and the boyfriend or someone found out she was there being kept up, without her own will, and got him raided.
I doubt that's true.
And but where were we going? We're talking about how I started with the no fluoride shit.
We literally, I don't know how we got off.
This is why I love podcasts, because I don't know how we ended up there.
People are going to... So you remind me of a couple of things of the fluoride water.
Well, this is what I was saying. So Well, it's Puritap, but Puritap doesn't filter out the fluoride.
That's Puritap. I want people to see the government water. Is this still recording? It is. That's government water. It's kind of out of focus because we've got manual focus on. So you're not a fan of that shit. You wouldn't drink that shit, would you?
Well, if I'm out, I'll have it. Do you know what I mean? But like 90% of the water I drink is my own water, which is 8-stage Amex filterer, which has charcoal balls, like everything. 8-stage different filters to filter out the aluminum, the fluoride, the chlorine, everything. And this is what we were talking about before, right? So originally, I've always been anti-government because of the fines, right? That's how we ended up fucking going on a rant. So the fines, I was always like, fuck the government. There's something wrong. There's something not right about how we're living.
Yeah.
The revenue raising, nothing's about safety of the community. It's, it's all wrong. It's all twisted. So between that and then COVID came out, I shit myself because I got anxiety. I used to sit there like, fucking washing my hands, worried as I was going to die and shit, right? Then I fucked my back and I started doing a bit of research like COVID, like, because I've seen people who had it. I know people that had it and they're like, no, it's not that bad. I was like, fuck, what are they doing to us? What's going on here? They've just shut down millions and millions of dollars worth of people's businesses. People have just lost their lives. They can't feed their kids anymore. Boom. Started realising the whole thing was just a crock of shit. And the sickness isn't a crock of shit. It's definitely a virus, but it's a fucking cold, man.
If you get...
Even for the unhealthiest, man, it's like 99.8% survival rate.
If I get corona, I'm going to have a flu or like I'm going to have a sore throat. Big fucking deal.
Or you're not. 60% of cases are asymptomatic.
Yeah, it's the flu. Like, literally, you'd still go to school if you had a runny nose. Or most
it's just common sense, man.
Yeah.
If you're sick, stay home. Wash your hands. Don't cough. Cover your sneezes. Drink water. Sleep. Blah, blah, blah.
It's not.
What happened to the world, man, that we needed to put a mask on, stay in our houses?
Is that because they didn't know what it would do? Because they should have known straight away.
They knew, man.
Straight away you could figure out.
That's their excuse. That's their excuse is, we didn't know. We as a government, we as the world, the elites and everyone, we didn't know, so we just thought it was best to lock everyone down. Bullshit. You're the ones who created the virus. Not a bat.
People listen very easily. Like, there was protest.
And it killed off a lot of old people.
Yeah.
And
Elon Musk, sorry
it
for cutting off.
depopulated us by a lot, which was one of their main goals.
Elon Musk says that we have a depopulation problem, not because of Corona, just in general. We've got a depopulation. And people think depopulation is good, and I thought it was too, but apparently we need to keep increasing our population. But then again, I look at these documentaries, like, what if we had 14 billion people in the world? We'd be fucked.
What do we have?
We've got 8 billion now. We're at just about 8 billion.
Yeah.
8 billion people. That is ridiculous. Like, that's...
I mean, that's everyone with a birth certificate.
So, yeah.
Do you know how many people there's still people in the Amazon forest that don't even know the world exists?
Oh, it's always going to be an estimate.
Do you know that, though?
I know that. There's tribes
that don't even know.
But when they come, some of them are friendly when they come. Some of them are friendly with human contact. Some of them are very violent.
Well, they don't know what's going on. They think we're aliens.
Some people have been living the same. People don't know it exists. People don't know.
People don't know.
What were you saying about Antarctica? There was something else about Antarctica you wanted to talk about.
I don't want to say too much about Antarctica because that's one of the only things that I haven't really done my research on.
Mr. Beast went to Antarctica. He probably knows quite a lot.
But there's something going on there at the moment, like that thing I sent you today. Like they're turning your back, or like you can't go there because there's something. All I know, man, is there's more to the Earth than what we're told. And if you watch Ancient Apocalypse, like I told you to watch, you'll realise, man. And we've been lied to for a fucking very long time about everything, man. Even history. We're not what we think we are. We don't have. We've got a higher consciousness than we could ever imagine. How the fuck did those pyramids get there?
No one knows, but everyone.
No, we know. Watch Ancient Apocalypse.
Because there's a whole theory that there was actually a very advanced civilization that was before us. Like,
yeah, but they give you the wrong dates. This is why Ancient Apocalypse is so good. Shout out to Graham Hancock. You have to watch it. It's insane.
Did you send me this?
Netflix.
Shit? Fuck, okay.
It's on Netflix,
Can
right?
I bring a Netflix password?
Everything in the world, right? So the pyramids. Then there's like this tower in Thailand, like a mosque kind of thing. All these ancient history buildings, right? They all align with the same star, the same place, in the same fucking... Like, everything's the same, right?
Yeah.
And...
How well
like I said, I'm a bit autistic. I can't explain it. You have to watch it.
I need to watch it. I hope everyone else actually has a suss at that. It is crazy how small our world is, but how big. Do you believe there's other life out there?
Oh, fuck, bro.
100%.
100%. Watch Ancient Apocalypse.
It's already in our world.
It's everything, man.
My uncle is so into UFOs. Like, my uncle is the biggest UFO geek I've met, and he doesn't. If I tell him. Because he's had a UFO experience that he tells me about, like that a UFO came right past his head and then let him go. He is so stuck on that experience. Like I believe him, but at the same time, it's like, fuck, man. Have you had any UFO encounters?
Yeah, there's one there.
Yeah,
see the ring?
Literally the big rings.
See the big ring,
those motherfuckers.
No,
yeah.
I haven't, man.
Yeah,
but I'm
100%
aware that there's more.
Oh, that TikTok I watched today tripped me the fuck out.
The giant?
The giant. So I'll try to explain this. There was a TikToker that Jordan sent me. He went missing. It was the longest TikTok I've ever watched, but essentially what happened was
8 minutes.
He saw, 8-minute long TikTok. He got his iPhone camera out. He was driving on the highway and there was a mountain up ahead, and there was this little pixelated figure that looked way too big to be a human that was walking up this mountain. It looked like Bigfoot. So it was very hard to see from his camera, but this thing didn't look like a human. It was massive from where it was.
It's huge.
The next couple of days go by. He's investigating a little bit. He's going around the area. He's prodding around, seeing what the hell's going on.
Well, he was adamant that this wasn't because he went back the next day in case it was a tree. It wasn't there. Okay, so then he's thinking, holy fuck. It wasn't a tree.
It couldn't have been a bear.
It's not there anymore. It's missing. It's gone. So he started going in the national park at night time, trying to fucking figure out what was going on. Before you know it, man, that he had CIA following him. That he had, they turned him around at the gate because he went to investigate at night time. He got turned around. Oh, no one's allowed in here. He goes, what do you mean? It's a public
park, national park.
No, sorry, mate. We've got something going on in here at the moment. Da-da-da-da-da.
You know what the scary thing is that there was a video that he uploaded where he literally, I think he left his house or he left a gas station, and it was a car, CIA car following him, and it storms off full blast when it's getting recorded.
And this was all on TikTok. He was uploading it like pretty regularly, and then he went completely missing for a month. Then he came back to a video of him like sitting in the corner, like kind of like he was in a fucking being told what to do. Sorry guys, everything I said was a joke. You know, I'm just playing with you.
Completely unnatural.
Like, really worried, unnatural, anxiety-filled video. It's just a joke. Da 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 da. Then he stopped, and then got back into it.
The next part, I think it was the last video he ever uploaded was him saying, like, he was freaking out, running around. No, this isn't a joke. They're after me. They're watching me.
This will be the last video you ever see of me. And then within a few weeks, he was in the newspaper dead.
Announced dead. That's scary because this is all on TikTok. You can still find this on TikTok. I couldn't get any.
I'm surprised that was still on.
There's no comments. You can't. None of his videos have comments on, which is really annoying. Like, he never had the comments enabled. But whatever happened there, there's proof.
Obviously,
CIA cars, people telling him to go nowhere near the forest. And the reason why was because he was poking and prodding. If he just had
Do you know the issue?
What's the issue?
This is the thing, right? So he's been killed, obviously. He's been taken out, which is what they're about to try to do to Andrew Tate. Next is death, and he knows that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's promised all of his He's promised to everyone, I will never kill myself, right?
Mm.
So if Andrew Tate dies, someone's killed him.
Someone's killed him. There's no accidental death.
Right? He said, I will never, ever kill myself. Right? This guy, he's still got the TikToks up. Right? They've obviously got it onto his phone and turned off the comments and shit. If they deleted his whole account, the Matrix is proven. How did it get deleted? He's dead. Yeah. He's dead.
But the fact is, why is it still up as well? I'm surprised.
Well, because they can't take it down. If they took it down, then the conspiracy theorists would be like, he's dead. How'd that get taken down? Boom.
No, but normally they'll just take something down, you'd reckon. They look at what they did to Andrew Tate. They just took it. No, not TikTok. They can get into TikTok and take it down, can't they?
Mm.
I'm surprised it's not down. I'm surprised the whole thing's not deleted yet.
There's too many people with their eyes on it now. If it gets taken down, they're going to know.
It's a conspiracy. It's a tough one.
But how, like...
It's a tough one. It's a really...
But the shit like that, man, did you hear about that guy? There's a guy, I think like 50, 60, 70 years ago, like ages ago, he designed an engine to run off H2O, off water.
Oh, I fucking hate this.
Off water.
This is sad,
right?
This one, yeah.
Within a day, completely dead, had his whole fucking factory raided, every bit of paperwork, every bit of his motor, every bit of his machine, completely missing, nowhere to be seen.
This is a sad one because this guy...
And that's true.
A H2O powered car back in the 70s or 80s, this is the peak of when, well, not even the peak, it's when, you got all these petrol powered cars roaming around. This guy makes a car made out of fucking water. And it was a working system. He was doing speeches and all that. And then everything, he dies, he goes missing. There was actually something he was saying before he passed away that there was no way that they're after me. He knew they were after him.
Yeah, the oil refineries and the companies.
Everything was gone.
Everything.
Like, how scary is that?
And it's the same as this video with the Bigfoot guy.
Like, what? Electric cars don't do much better. Do you see the amount of slavery that comes from all this lithium mining?
Well, lithium mining is going to do worse for the earth than it is just drilling oil, drilling petrol.
Because it causes more emissions, doesn't it?
But, this is what I said before. The next thing coming is climate control lockdowns.
Oh,
and I put money on it. I'll put money on it.
That's when it...
So you heard it here, you heard it first. Well, you probably heard it somewhere else, because this is the thing, man. We're in the middle of a fucking great awakening. Because as much as the government's doing what they're doing, it's backfiring.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are now like, fuck, maybe that guy was right. The vaccine doesn't work. And then it's like, fuck, people are actually starting to think now outside of the box, and it's 5D. I don't know if you listened to one of my last podcasts.
I heard a little bit.
It's 5D Earth, and that's just the universe. We've shifted into 5D, which is a higher frequency. So now people are thinking. This is why I think the universe gave us Andrew Tate. I believe, like, we needed someone like that in the world to help us overcome what we're about to go through, man. Because how old are you? 21. We're about to see and
Something
experience
different.
some fucking hectic shit.
I don't want the world to go to shit though. Like, I don't want war. You don't want wars. You don't want people going nutso. Because like you think about it, we can all think more freely, right? But there's a certain point where that then becomes violence, aggression, war, when protests become more than protests.
Yeah.
So there's a certain point where you kind of want your happy barbecue life and you don't want to know more. At the same time, you just want to be aware that there's more freedom out there. Because at the moment, it is like...
everyone's trying to reach a higher consciousness. Ice baths, fasting, meditation, psychedelics.
Yeah.
You know, psychedelics is something that we've been told not to have. They fuck us up. Psychedelics, they rewire neurons in your brain, man. You get a higher consciousness. You really see what's going on in the world. You think out the box. The way I think of psychedelics, and I haven't even done them yet, is that it cleanses your pineal gland on the spot.
I'm really curious to see how you go after doing psychedelics.
I'm scared. I reckon because I'm already woke. I'm already the way I am. Like everyone I talk to say, fuck man, how many trips have you done? None. I microdose for a month or two, psilocybin, but I haven't done a trip. And what the fuck is a trip going to do to me with the mindset I've already got? But you know what? The thing that all these things release in your brain is DMT, diethylmethyltryptamine or something, whatever it is, right? I've fasted for 3.5 years, right? That in itself releases DMT in your brain. So maybe that's what started giving me these kind of brain waves to think outside the box. Because like when I align the dots, it is. I started fasting. My life's never been the same since. So
wow.
Do I have something different from the fasting? Do you know what I mean? It happening in my brain. That's made me kind of not trip, but like be on the frequency I'm on.
We definitely think it's very different to most people.
And then I led to COVID, like I said. Then I started, like, I was in this massive group chat with everyone, like doing all the naturals, saying like, we got to get out of this, we got to change. Stopped drinking government water. My life's changed again since. Do you know what I mean? I feel so...
What do you feel like? Yeah, that's a good thing to... like.
Besides my back, I'm in a fuckload of pain because I fucked my back. But besides my back, man, I'm the most clearest, healthiest I've ever been in my life.
Do you get angry much anymore?
Never. Bro, I don't get angry.
Yeah.
I do not get angry. I laugh. If I'm in the middle of a fight, like if I'm about to get in a fight, I'm smirking. You know what I mean?
That's something that I would do just for action.
I smirk. Like my brother's got anger management. If you rev him up, you're fucked. You better run.
Yeah.
I'm different. Like I've got a few buttons. You press them all, but I still won't get angry to the point I cry and shake. I just laugh. Nothing affects me anymore. I'm open-minded, right? I used to bully my brother for listening to Joe Rogan. It's all I listen to now.
Yeah. He's lucky he hasn't been taken down.
Well, he doesn't...
He doesn't talk to many people that are like...
No, he's... I love Joe Rogan, but he doesn't say what he really should say and what he thinks. He'll get cancelled.
No, Spotify's pretty chill. He has said quite a lot. Yeah. See, here's my thing with acid. I've done it twice.
And what's acid? LSD?
LSD. I've done LSD twice.
Which is... Do you know what it is? It's a mold from a rye...
It's a mold from...
The mold from a rye plant. Rye. So you know like wheat, rye?
Yeah.
It's a mold from it.
Like shroom kind of stuff.
No, it's different.
It's a little thing and they put it on a tab. They put it on a little tab, right? It's this tiniest motherfucking thing. I thought... Everyone told me LSD... This is how stupid I was when I was young. Everyone said it would be... It's like a party thing because you see lights and colours like MDMA. I'm like, oh, cool. I want to experience that. So I took LSD. The first... hour is like laughter, happiness, everything's funny. Euphoria. Like it's a massive euphoric feeling, and then you start to get really tamed down into like the world, like this new world's coming. And I spent 4 to 5 hours in this like this other place, man, in my mind. So I'm just looking at... I'm at a farm in Gawler. I'm just looking at the stars outside of a couple mates, and I've got all these visual like beautiful stars, like fireworks going off, but without the sounds. But in my mind, everything feels like it's changing and rewiring. It's you can never explain it until you do it. And then about after my trip, for about 2 to 3 weeks, I felt like everyone else in my world was an outsider because I knew more. Like I literally was like, this is me. You guys don't understand the world.
Did you feel clearer as spiritually and emotionally clearer?
I felt so much more clear. But here's the thing. It made me so anxious because I felt like I knew too much. Yeah. And I felt too much and everyone else was just somewhere else.
We spoke about this in our last podcast.
And I wanted to be back on that level because I was like, this is like too much for just me as a regular human to
So that's the issue when people say, "Oh, I got stuck in a trip." You didn't get stuck in a trip. Something happened in your brain to the extent where, when you're sober now, you don't feel normal. So people say, "I got stuck in this trip."
Nah. Here's the thing, though.
It's not a trip. It's you were so, your brain was so wired to the matrix and the real world that now that you've had this trip, you're thinking a different way. So you think you're stuck in the trip, but really you've just reached a higher consciousness.
Yeah, and I just want to give a heads up. It was a horrible, horrifying, but also good experience. It was so many emotions in one, and it took a long time to kind of get back to my normal senses, maybe because my brain was filling up with whatever fucking it was.
Yeah.
But acid trips are scary, depending on where you come from in life and how you kind of take things, because it's a lot to take in and you won't understand it unless you do it. I only recommend it to certain people. I think there's a lot of people that just shouldn't do it because it's not their lifestyle. It's not part of them. For you, I'd recommend it. You definitely need to
I want to do mushrooms first.
Yeah, start with mushrooms. I did a lot my first. I think like 350, 400 UGs, I think.
Of what?
Like, of LSD.
So you haven't tried shrooms?
Nah, I've been so close to. I don't think I would. See, here's the one thing with LSD. This is why I believe it does things. I went into that trip kind of wanting to quit weed. Like in my mind, I was just saying I want to slow down.
They're using it right now all around the world to cure meth heads and shit.
I was smoking so many buds, and
it rewires your it stops people from cigarettes, stops people from all addictions.
So this is crazy. I tried to have a bong with my mates a week after doing that trip, and I was still a bit kind of semi-fucked from the trip. The bong felt so intense, like my brain just neglected that kind of weed feeling. I was like freaking out, and after that I just couldn't have any more bongs. I kept trying to smoke some bongs, and that kind of LSD feeling came back, and I'm like, nah, bongs did not feel the same after LSD. I haven't smoked. I've had a couple, but like I don't like bongs because I'm very extroverted, and bongs make me introverted. I've figured out. So
you don't smoke anymore?
It depends on my mood. I need to be either by myself just watching Netflix or like with a very comfortable group of mates.
See, I'm the opposite, man. The thing with alcohol, right, because I don't drink much anymore.
Yeah.
The thing with alcohol, you drink, you feel good, right?
Yeah.
You feel tipsy, you're like, fuck it, this is cool. You have a few more, you feel drunk, you're like, yeah, this is wicked.
Yeah.
So you keep drinking to stay on that level.
Yeah.
Right? You either stop drinking because you think you feel good, then you get a fucking hangover within an hour, you already fucking got a headache. So you don't want to feel that way. Yeah. So you keep drinking to stay on that level.
Yeah.
Then you end up writing yourself off. You know what I mean? Whereas with weed, you smoke. With weed, with me, I can put myself on whatever fucking mood I want to be in. You put music on, I'm fucking loving it.
Yeah.
You want to sit me down and fucking get all depressed and spiritual, I can get depressed and spiritual. You want to put me like meditate. You want to. It's insane.
Yeah.
And I'm known. Like, no one can. I'll say to someone, "Oh yeah, come and have a joint." You don't have a fucking joint. We're out of the club. I was like, and people don't. I feel like it's because I respect the drug a whole lot. Like, this is the thing. I won't buy it. I won't sell it.
You gotta feel like of weed because I've been done for weed in my car.
Yeah, I've never driven high. That's one thing I won't do.
Yeah.
And that's just because I hate the Matrix that much. I don't want to give them an excuse to attack me. But I'm at the point now where I can drive. I could drive high because it doesn't affect me like it used to.
See, I think it should be treated the same as alcohol. Like, you shouldn't drive high, and I never did. But the fact is, like, weed, if you put a bunch of people that hate each other in a room on alcohol, They kill each other. You give them weed, they'll work shit out. It's a peaceful drug. It's a peaceful drug. I don't do it anymore. I prefer alcohol just because it's more in lines of like being extroverted. But honestly, I barely drink anymore. Like I do like club photography now, and like I'm just sober half the time. I prefer being sober. And my sister, she's someone who has never. She's 25 years old and she's never had a sip of alcohol in her life, and she can go to clubs and has the best time of her life. Her brain's just so naturally like divine too. She is. She doesn't need a sip of alcohol, any drug. That's all she knows. You know, it's the thing. We have tolerances. Yeah. Like, even right now, I'm trying to quit nicotine. I've done my first 24.
Do you smoke?
I vape. I quit smoking cigarettes. I'll have a casual dart, whatever, every now and then if I'm with my mates.
Vapes are the new.
These I get things. These I get vapes. Like I can't believe how many people are smoking vapes now. You've got teenage girls.
It's disgusting.
You've got, like, I know girls who 15, 16 cousins, family, friends, and they sell vapes because you can buy these on eBay or the iGet websites. That's fucked up.
This is the issue in the world, right?
Yeah, keep going. I'm just gonna make sure it's recording still.
When you're in a world, is it behind that little thing?
No, it's good. It's fine.
When you're in a thing, when you're in a time of the world where, like, it went from cigarettes to then this electric vape, right?
Yeah.
I know people that can't leave the house without sucking on this. They don't even know what's in it. No one knows what's in it. They just suck on it. They don't know what the fuck it's doing, what's in it, what it's doing to their body, how much years it's taking off their life, and they can't leave the house without it. What kind of fucking world are we living in? It's
not just that, but even going before bed in the morning, and unfortunately one of those people that has become quitting cigarettes and then getting too addicted to vapes. Yeah. Because vapes is different. Cigarettes is, you smell bad, you have one or two every now and then. But for vapes, it doesn't stink. It has a flavour. It tastes good. So you can just chuff on it everywhere you want to go. So it actually becomes more addictive having vapes. So if you're trying to quit cigarettes, don't go to vapes. Because you're going from just having a smoke outside. And vapes are worse.
You're better off smoking.
Yeah.
Vapes are worse.
There's not enough evidence. But they're both bad. They're both bad. If you're still going to fuck your lungs up.
It's battery acid.
Yeah.
You're heating shit up using batteries.
Yeah.
Fire. This is when it comes back. I'm not a naturopath, but I like to class myself as a more natural type of fucking human.
Yeah.
Right? Tobacco is natural. Fire is natural. Mm-hmm. Right? You light the cigarette. Batteries have never been natural. They were made. They're fucking like they're chemical reaction. I don't know. How do they work?
Lithium.
It's far from.
I don't know.
It's far from natural.
It's a electrical source heating up an element to then cause another reaction. The vape smoke. Oh, fuck. I don't know how it works. No one knows.
No one knows. And people still chuff on them like they're fucking lollipops.
I think the big problem is with these I get vapes, and here's the thing. I'm saying this now because I'm really trying to quit. Because I know so many stores in Australia or South Australia that sell these. I know where to get them from. And if not, I have at least 5 or 6 contacts I can get to who are my age who sell them. Because they can just buy them online and sell them for more. Okay, good business. But the fact is, a vape addiction is way worse than alcohol or smoking addiction.
And how can you... This is what I can't do. This comes back down to my morals. How can you sell something and support someone's addiction that you know is bad for them? I think it's fucking cowardly. And this is why I've got a question.
But then people would look at weed dealers and say the same thing.
Yeah,
which I don't agree with.
No one's educated because weed's
no one's educated. No,
weed should never be abused. Number one, no plant medicine, nothing natural should be abused. It's a fucking gift from God. It's a gift from Mother Nature.
Yeah,
it should not be abused. Anything abused is not good for you.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
And that's my thing with naturals. Every single fucking thing is here for a reason. Now people say, okay, well, all these big pharma pills, they're all made from nature. Yeah, but they're all in a lab. They're all different ingredients mixed together to create chemical reactions in your brain. Weed is grown, sun and water, and then smoked. And mushrooms are fungi. Without fungi, we're all dead. Ayahuasca, it's a fucking vine. DMT is extracted from bark. And then LSD is the only one I'm a bit iffy on. It's natural, but it's mulled from a rye plant. a rye, like a wheat. It's mold. And
so everyone's eating their fucking wheat bread and they're having a DMT trip.
Well, I don't know.
Mini
You'll have to
DMT
watch How to Change Your Mind on Netflix.
Okay, you need to send me this shit.
And Fantastic Fungi.
Like, is it like Fantastic Four?
Fantastic Fungi is wicked. Mushrooms are insanity.
Right. So I just want to talk about vaping a bit more, because I think the way that vaping's going is we're going to have more underage smoking, because the influence, if you've seen your mates having a vape and chopping on it, you're going to want to try it. I know it's crazy, because I've seen so many people that are fully against cigarette smoking, and then I see all these chicks that are now all have the little vape pens and they're chopping them at festivals and whatnot, and no one knows the real health risk because there's not enough research on them. Like, it's more disposable vapes because they're easy, they're simple to get there. Once they're done, you get another one. And like, yeah, I reckon that we're going to continue to have a crisis with people having vapes, because you don't see young people smoking much anymore. It's
They're
always
illegal.
vapes.
Aren't vapes illegal now?
Vapes, they are illegal, but they're bigger now that they're illegal.
And that's only because the government can't get their hands on it and they can't make money off of it.
They can't. They could have made money off it. They wanted to. No, that's not true. Established Australia is the only place that doesn't sell disposable vapes. If you go to New South Wales, Queensland, you can buy disposable vapes from TSGs, from servos. It's only here you can't go to servos and buy disposable vapes. So the government is making money off it.
Yeah, but you can get them, but not the nicotine ones, I think.
No, you can get the nicotine ones. I've brought nicotine vapes from servos in Bathurst and whatnot.
Yeah. So not here, though.
Not in South Australia, but every other state. How weird is that? That's fucked
So
up.
allegedly everyone here gets them, it's illegal.
Technically, it is here. Yeah, technically.
Okay, so
there you go. Vapes are the new cigarettes. Government will be able to tax off vapes heavily.
And that brings us back to the Matrix, you know? How is something legal a couple 100 kilometres away but illegal here? It's backwards. The government's backwards.
It is pretty backwards.
Everything's backwards. We're living in a backwards society.
I mean, alcohol is never going to change.
Anyway, I've got a question here.
Oh, yes.
Right. I think you've got some questions too, because we're going to wrap it up soon. If you believe what you believe is true, what stops you from using your platforms to spread awareness and awaken the community?
Oh, fuck.
Like, you know what I do? Like, I just share everything.
You just share everything.
Because I feel like if I don't, and this comes back down to Andrew Tate, but Andrew Tate wasn't even a thing when I was doing this. I'm not a coward. And if I see something and I believe that it's for the people need to know this to better our future in the community, I'll share it. I was fucking shadow banned for 2 years. I only just got my account back to fucking normal, and I still share what I share. I don't give a fuck as long as I can. Simple as that. I just don't want to be a coward.
Yeah,
I feel like it's my duty to create a better place and awaken people for the future of my kids and your kids and everyone above us. You know, we got to plant trees now so our kids can get shade underneath them. Similar aspect. You know what I mean? So why don't, if you believe and you know, or if you think what's going on in the world's going on, why do you not spread awareness? Is it because you don't like the, you know, because fuck man, I've lost fucking great friends. I've lost few family members. Like, is that what you're worried about?
Yeah.
Or is it just something you don't think is your duty and you don't really care? You
see,
because you got like 3 pretty decent.
Well,
you know,
I've had a pretty good YouTube channel, and I've had to take that one down and get another one. You see, I go from experience. So, for example, my experience with the government was when I was unfairly defected, and I talked about that topic on social media, and a lot of the things I've talked about or ranted about is like just social issues with like how people act and like what people are doing wrong, and I've got a lot of good feedback and a lot of hate, and the hate is something I first had to grow and understand how to just their opinions, let them go. I always feel like I'm still working out where I'm at with how I believe the world is, because I'm really, the last couple of days I've been fucking anxious. Like, I just see shit differently now. It's 5D.
I'm telling you, the world's frequency has just shifted into a different vibration.
When Tate was
everyone's feeling this way, man. We're not the I'm not. I used to be looked down upon. I've lost, like I said, friends, family. I've got people messaging me weekly saying, "Mate, you were right. You know, thank you." keep doing what you're doing. This is incredible. And people like you feeling anxious and shit, like, fuck, what's going on? It's the universe, man. It's not even you. It's the universe.
You're saying to yourself, do I just fucking act like, I'm having a good time at my family dinner, everything's all good, but then you keep trying to hide the fact that there's fucking something going on, that you're all being manipulated into living a certain way, and they just want you to have your little relationship, you're happy, healthy, book time. They want you to live a simple fucking life so you don't know what's going on. And now I'm getting stressed out, and I feel like I'm going to start to learn a lot from you. Like, I want to keep talking to you, so if there's anything that I can bring up that I agree with and bring it into attention, because honestly, in the day, if I get a video banned, then fair enough. John Paul Drake, here's a good example, right? My boss had someone part of the COVID area, right? He knew all this information about COVID-19, and they got about 250,000 views on this YouTube video. This is a podcast guest. Got taken down, the podcast and the YouTube video, because they said it was misuse. It was false information about COVID. It fucking wasn't. This guy was an expert in that field, and they took the video down.
Is that the guy who created that vaccine?
I think it was a guy that did help create a vaccine. I can't remember his name.
Adelaide guy?
Yes.
Yeah, Dr.
Yes.
Yeah, I know him. He created a vaccine using genes from a beetle.
Yeah, he was on the Ducks Don't Get Cold Feet podcast, and the video got so many views and got taken down. And JP, he laughs at it, but it's like, the fuck, man. It wasn't. He knew what he was talking about. That guy. And they took it down.
He was trying to release a vaccine that worked. So the thing with the vaccine that everyone was given.
Yeah.
It's mRNA. It's a messenger. Oh, fuck, see, it's autism. I know it, but I can't talk it. Right? It's mRNA. That's the ingredient that acts in your body. It's a spike protein, which then creates a spike protein in your body. Blah blah blah. For your body to react and fight off a virus that's not even there. Which is why when you get the vaccine, you suddenly get COVID, because your fucking immune system's fucking capped. That guy created a vaccine that used, I think it was a beetle.
How cool is that?
Yeah, and he got completely shut down. Everything.
So
it's an Adelaide guy.
See how it's complete bullshit.
I've got his emails. He used to email.
Dude, that's scary. That is scary.
He's in one of the group chats we're in, I think.
It's quite amazing what he did, and then he got turned down. Yeah. Like, that's sad.
So why?
So that's a good question. So just that question was,
if you believe what you believe is true, what stops you from using your platforms to spread awareness and awaken the community?
Yeah. So there you go. I think it's been answered pretty clearly. I'll give one of my questions out. It's a pretty simple one. It goes back to the normal Matrix stuff. What's a turn off in a girl? Like, if you were talking to her, what would be like a turn off and like a big sign? You're like, fuck.
Well, I can tell you now, I've got a missus. We've been together 4 years, and like you said today on the head, I cannot fucking deal with the scrolling on. If you're not going to learn, I'll go on TikTok, but my algorithm's like, I'm learning. Yeah. I'm almost listening to 17 podcasts every scroll. I'm learning, right?
Yeah.
My partner, she will sit there the last few months watching Vampire Diaries. I can't deal with it. It's not bettering you. It's not doing anything for you in life, but probably deadening your brain. Why? That's a big turn. I can't do the fucking whole makeup shit, putting toxins on your skin. Babe, why do I have pimples all over my face? Do you know pimples is your body trying to fucking get rid of shit that's on your face?
The government put it there. Here's the thing,
we can go down that road.
I've been saying this, that I've been single for a little while now, but the people I've talked to, and this quite goes back to everyone being stuck on their fucking phones, but there are chicks out there, there's tons of guys I'm sure as well, who will literally sit on their phone for 3 hours in the morning, have a 3-hour break during lunch, and have 3 hours at night time. They can have up to 9 hours. I'm just scrolling.
I'm bad. I've got about 10-hour screen time a day. But I'm a truck driver.
Yeah.
And allegedly I drive on my phone all day.
Yeah. Well, then that's completely fair enough. I think these new platforms are going to be around. It's addictive. I get addicted as well. I go on YouTube Shorts before bed nearly every night.
But I get addicted to the learning side of it. Yeah. Not the fucking TikTok dances.
But how much do you take out of
makeup
it? Do you really take much? Like, if you watch 100 videos, you're not going to take much out of 100 videos because your brain's going to be confused as fuck.
Maybe depends what your algorithm is. Mine's pretty hectic, and this is why I think we're having a great awakening, because almost like 80% of the videos I watch now are woke people. I don't know if it's just my algorithm.
It is your algorithm. 100%
Yeah,
it is.
but fuck, it makes me happy, man, because there's so many people awakening to this shit.
Well, my advice is, if you're struggling to get off the app, if you know there's more to your life, get off the app. Because if you're spending at least 9 hours a day scrolling, I mean, I think it's unattractive as fuck, because you're just wasting your time. There's so many more better things you can be doing.
You're not learning anything.
You're not learning anything. You're stuck on your phone. Get some sunlight. Or
go out in nature.
Start making business. Start hustling.
Nature, man. Nature's one of the biggest things, in my opinion.
See, I learnt the hard way. I went on a trip to Byron Bay, and I had all this work planned out. I was going to be on my phone editing shit during dinner and stuff. My God, man. I went into that trip fucking realising at the end I'd wasted so many hours on my phone. My mates are right there in front of me. We spent all this money on this trip, and I'm too busy worrying about my phone, worrying about this world that I'm living in. You know, like,
it's hectic, man. Because like,
take some time.
No one is in the moment anymore.
No.
You know, and I was lucky. I found a good partner before phones were that big. I think we met at a blue light.
4 years you had a relationship for, you said?
Yeah, I'm still with her. She's out there now.
Yeah.
And we met at a blue light, which is like the last of the last, man.
What's a blue light?
The fucking the council used to host it. It's like a disco for kids once a month, every Friday.
So you
won't see it anymore.
You were 17 years old? Yeah. What are you doing?
Like 14, 15.
So how old are you now?
22.
Oh, so you've been dating for 4 years, but you've known her for like...
So we almost got together years and years and years ago, but we ended up, my mum wouldn't let me go to a high school. Oh. So we went our separate ways, and then destiny brought us back together. Yeah. But the days of meeting a chick like that, it's all over. You
can't, because it's all game.
The generation below us won't do it unless you go to school, your childhood sweethearts.
I'm glad you haven't tried Tinder. Tinder is just a place of nightmares. Like, no matter what, you can be talking to someone, but they're going to be talking to someone else, and you're always going to be talking to a bunch of other chicks.
And they're all catfish. Like,
you need to have. This is why people want to become successful and rich and be known, because for you to be able to get a good chick, you need to have those assets. That's why everyone's so focused on business and success and wealth. It's probably been the same even before the social media times, but now if you're well known, chicks want you.
Well, I seen a TikTok yesterday, and there's this guy going around town in like Los Angeles, Las Vegas, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, have you ever cheated? These girls are like, yeah, of course I have. We're bad bitches.
Yeah.
We're bad bitches. What fucking world are we living in, man?
People want bad bitches, man.
They're proud of cheating now, and then they're all hating on fucking Andrew Tate because of fucking he's a misogynist.
They don't. But that's the same bullshit I've heard every time. Yeah. So people need to start realizing that their perspective matters quite a lot. Tate has a perspective. Majority of people would agree with it. Why would you?
Mate, he's got girls that are his number one fan now.
Yeah.
Because all that misogyny was just fucking 3-hour podcast snipped into a 6-second reel.
Yeah.
And then he'd be like, "Oh, girls don't belong here and there." Blah blah. And then girls like, "Oh my god!" Right? Go watch the whole podcast, because he actually explains why you don't belong there.
Yeah.
Girls don't belong. I'm the same, man. Girls don't belong in some situations a male should be in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's fact. And then you got people that say a girl can do any job that a guy can do. Okay, maybe, but there's a reason why there's a majority of girls doing a certain job and a guy's doing a certain job. It's not sexist. It's just better. We have more muscles. We can do more outdoor, physically enduring jobs.
It's fucking the way it's the way it's been.
That leads into my second question. Sorry to cut you off. I don't know if it's too controversial. Opinions on multiple genders. Like,
it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, man. If you... I mean, I love everyone. I don't give a fuck if you're gay, you're fucking bisexual, whatever, man. But if you're... It's different, man, because there's people right now that are straight as living their life, how they're living it, and then all of a sudden they'll go and like hang around a different bunch of people, and now all of a sudden they want to be a fucking bloke. That's not how it works, man.
It's like, your mindset change?
I believe, you can be born in the wrong body, that kind of shit. Like, that's from day one, you know. I had a guy in my school, he was a boy, but he was a girl. That's it. He was born...
Is that a mental health thing, or is that like...
No, he was a kid, like, young. There's no such thing as mental health when you're, like, in prime, like...
But is he still a boy? Is he still a guy?
I don't know.
Like, if he's saying he should be a girl...
Yeah, he's a guy, but, like...
Like, is it wrong to give therapy to say, no, you're a guy, shut up, too bad? Is that wrong to do that?
Well, I just think, like... It's like me waking up, I want to be a fucking aloe vera plant today.
But then they would say it's not. See, I don't understand
This is what the world's pushing, man. They're pushing this shit in school. My 13-year-old cousin's coming home talking about non-binaries, transgenderies.
Yeah, you see, that's...
And I'm like, where did you learn this shit? Oh, at school.
I've told her...
Why are they pushing this shit? Because guess what? Transvestites, no offense, gays, they're all soft as butter. They're trying to fucking kill masculinity. This is why they hate Andrew Tate. This is why they're trying to...
Did you see that Ziz was kind of coming back? You know, Ziz, the guy the bodybuilder, he died in 2011. Ziz was a bodybuilder from Australia, and he passed away, unfortunately. But he was like the first influencer, and they've been using him as like... He's this big, bulky, Greek-looking god guy. And they've been using him as a way of saying, like, this is masculinity. Like, you should strive for this shit. And I'm like, fucking oath. And they just always show these clips before they play this hyper of him of, like, all these, like, gay, like, homophobic... Sorry. All these transgenders saying, like, oh, nah, weakness is, like, okay. It's okay to be weak. It's okay to be sad. It's like, it's okay to be sad, but it's not okay to use it as an excuse all the time.
And this
is
the thing, man. If it's...
Sorry, nothing wrong with gays. I just want to get that straight.
If it's okay to be weak and be sad, we would not be in where we are today.
Yeah.
You know, like how we got here as an evolution, hunting and gathering, you know, the pyramids, the everything that got us to this moment would not have happened if people were soft.
100%.
This is the thing. I'm pretty big on discipline, man. Like, I work every day with a fucked back, and it's only, to me, it's like everything in my head's temporary, because like it's not what I'm going to be doing forever, and I refuse. If I don't achieve what I want to achieve, man, I'll fucking... I don't know what I'll do.
Yeah.
But it's not... I'm not happy. I'm not happy in the matrix.
Yeah.
And I just, like, it's discipline. Like, I'm at work, my back's fucked, you know, but it's like, I got to do this so I can become this.
Yeah.
And look back, and like a lot of people like go and do MMA, boxing, gym, like workouts, like fucking like animals. And I can do that, but it fucking hurts. But my kind of discipline is what I'm doing right now, working in all the pain I'm in. And you know, I don't really have to do it, but it's kind of like a discipline right now. Like, it's all going to be worth it when I achieve what I want to achieve. Because you can't be soft, man. If you live in a soft life, you're not going to achieve anything.
I just always say to people, right, it's nothing wrong with, like, working a crappy job or a job you don't like. But please, after you finish that job, you've got so many more hours in a day, find something when you can, as young as you can, that you can enjoy and put effort into. So for me, I really liked making funny YouTube content, and then that turned out to be a business I could achieve. And now I'm working for a guy I absolutely love. I just say, use your time as wisely as you can. If you've got a girlfriend or a boyfriend, that's completely cool. But just please put time away to focus on a passion or a hobby, because you need to do more than just your regular work and coming back with a paycheck. You need to push for more. If you don't want to, fair enough. But that's me. I've always, you know, Monday to Friday, there's got to be some sort of work to do. Get it done and build yourself up. And it's taken me so far.
There's more than what the schooling system and what we've been led to believe. That's all. School
doesn't teach you shit. Well, it does, but in certain ways.
That's what you're saying. Like, there's just strive for more.
Well, just here's the thing.
Start fucking go in your parents' spare room and do this shit. Talk to people, learn, you know, like...
I learned more from YouTube than I did from doing my degree.
You can't go to work, come home, sleep, eat shit food, go to work, have your fucking 3 to 4 weeks off a year, and believe you can do that unless you genuinely enjoy what you're doing every single fucking day. You wake up and you're like, this is what I want to do. This is my life. This makes me happy. I genuinely think you're gonna have major regrets on your deathbed. And I'm in the process right now of fucking creating something that I have no regrets when I'm fucking on my deathbed.
That's a big thing. I'm excited to see what happens for you.
Well, traveling is one of the biggest things for me, man, because I feel like if you not only just to see cool places, man, but to grow as an individual. And I'm pretty spiritual nowadays, and fucking like nature is just everything to me. You know what I mean? So to do what I enjoy, which is like talking to people, learning, knowledge is power, and then travel Australia and travel my country. Like I fucking love Australia, man, and just be surrounded by nature and do what I want to do. And I feel like, fuck, you'd learn a lot. Like, your mate's doing it, eh?
Yeah.
How much has he changed?
How much has he changed? A fuck ton. Well, I think he's coming from a very successful and rich family. Like, he went to my school, and like we were kind of like on the poor side, and he lived by the beach and all that. So he grew up with a lot of things, but he realised after...
It's all materialistic.
He wasn't materialistic, not at all. And
yeah, but it's... that life
he was living that lifestyle, and he brought a van. He did it all up himself, and he just fuck it, I want to experience the world. So he lived in a place called Murray for a couple months, which is like 8 hours from here in South Australia, just fucking quiet, desolate town with a pub. He works at these little pub gigs around desolate places, and then he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna find more from my life traveling around.
There is more of what we're doing.
He went to some snowy mountains in New South Wales. He met his girlfriend she's from Canada. He's 21, she's 25. I've never seen this guy in love before, but it's like all this shit he's doing. He's now traveling with her around Australia. He's living a life that he loves us boys. He loves our group.
That's my
very
issue.
Close.
Leaving my lads.
That but we still talk to him, and he needs that because that was always
we all need it.
We support it.
You can't. I don't believe you can grow spiritually, emotionally, physically without going to see what the fuck the world has to offer,
and people as well,
and history. Have you ever walked into into a church or into like an ancient cave with Aboriginal cravings on it?
It's
like my brain's like, holy fuck! Like hundreds of years ago, there was an Aboriginal that scraped this into the wall.
Even going to church, you feel like
just growing mentally. And man, watch Ancient Apocalypse. I'll say it again because it'll change your fucking life, man. That's why I want to travel. I want to see these places.
Do I want to be changed?
And I want to achieve life without buying a house. You know, I don't want to be in this matrix system where it's go to school, go to uni, buy a house, pay the debt off, die. It's not the way I want to live. And I'm prepared to risk it all personally, man. Yeah. I got fucking every plan in the world to resign in the next fucking year or so.
I've got nothing to lose
and take the risk.
I used to be embarrassed about some of the shit I upload, but like, it's my personality, and I'm gonna just be who I am. This year, I was gonna say, like, you know, what do you want to achieve in 2023? Like, what is the most? Because I feel like you're planting the seeds of something bigger now. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And that's my issue. Like I said before, it's just fucking bringing it to fruition, bringing it, making it happen. And I've just got all these things in my head. I'm actually relying on a mushroom trip to help a lot of the issues I have.
I think you should vlog it.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, it's not just the spill. JRMEDIA, I want to vlog. So I just done the carnivore diet. I want to vlog that. I want to do my own podcast by myself. Like, just not nothing too extravagant, but just like people will need to watch just genuine guys like you and I going through life, man. Do you know what I mean? Because we didn't have people to look at, you know, but the generation below us, they do. They got YouTube and shit, so they can use us and learn from us. Do you know what I mean? Whereas all we had was like our mum and dad pick up their traits, probably pick up a few traits from our teachers. Watch the news and Home and Away, pick up a few traits from that.
Home and
Away. Yeah, man,
that's
I watched
true.
it as a kid.
Yeah, because I've really just...
But so that's my plans for 2023 is, I reckon I seriously want it to be my last year of living the life I don't want to live,
Yeah.
which I class as living in the Matrix.
Yeah.
I'm going to work for the rest of my life. You have to work, earn money,
Yeah.
but not what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Like I want to do this shit, do what I enjoy, do what I love.
That shit was always tripping me out. I have to wait. I'm gonna be working the rest of my life to make money. Okay, fine, fuck it, I'll do it. But I really this year I want to grow like Mr. Dusty Productions. I want to show more of what the fun stuff I can create, as well as a normal business. And I've already got so many contracts. Like I'll be going. I think every third week I'm out of South Australia and I'm traveling. So I'll be on a lot of planes this year with contracts with
That's amazing.
So I do a lot of my Mr. Dusty Media stuff is essentially more like traveling with race teams or like categories in motorsport and doing their content. So
see, like that,
these guys
to
have
me,
big money.
That's not the Matrix, because you fucking love, like I can even see the way you're talking about it. You love it.
Yeah.
That's not the
See,
Matrix. So you're winning.
That's true. I guess you're right.
You're winning, man.
Yeah.
I'm not. Man, I'm a truck driver. I sit in a truck all day like a fucking pilot, and just I think whilst I'm doing what I have to do to save and live how I want to live and save enough to do what I want to do in the future, the least I can do whilst I'm doing something I don't want to do is fill myself with knowledge. And that's why I'm massive on podcasts and learning and knowledge. And man, I've even been watching Netflix in my truck nowadays.
Yeah.
If I'm doing something I don't want to do, so I need to get the most out of that and install some information into my head that's then going to help me in the future.
I guess I don't realize.
Shout out Joe Rogan.
Shout out Joe Rogan. No shit.
He's really changed my life, man.
So much has changed for me last year. Like you're right. Like I used to be a fucking bum in. Like really was a bum in school. I hated school. But I've really just I can't wait to grow Mr. Dusty Media. I'm working with a fucking influential person. Like JP Drake is awesome, and I hope you guys get to see some of his content. But I get to learn from him, and it's just gonna be a lot of media. But I also feel like I want to do shirt. I want to do a shirt business. I want to create my own shirts, like comedy media kind of shirts. So I'd love to fit in like another little side hustle because I just want to learn the e-commerce stuff a little bit. But that's more just experimenting.
You haven't done that yet?
I've done a little bit.
E-com?
But I've stopped pretty quickly because I was like everything else took over. I'd love to do some more e-com. I'd love to learn
amazing. It. And that's my plan. So I done e-commerce through a course. Shout out Rhys Quaboni. They're actually coming on the podcast soon. Him and Cameron.
So what do they do? They're
the Adelaide boys.
Do they sell e-commerce courses or some shit? Yeah,
they've got their own, and then they turned.
What's his name?
Rhys Quaboni. He's an Adelaide guy.
Keep talking.
Very, very, very successful. I think one of the fastest, besides that other Lepre guy like Reza, is like A1, man.
How do you spell it? Rez.
And I was doing e-commerce in the process when the cops took all my shit, right? But there's an issue with me, right? And this goes back to my morals.
Yeah.
I was selling something I didn't care about. I didn't care, I had no passion in it. Now people say, oh, what? Yeah, but if you're making fucking thousands and thousands of dollars, then fucking who cares if you're passionate about it? I care. I want to fucking sell something I'm passionate about. That's why I want to turn JRM into a brand. I want to turn the Spill into something, and I want to JRM's the main one. JRMEDIA, I want to turn it into a brand, like merchandise. That way I'm doing e-commerce, I'm doing the advertisement, but I'm building something I love and I enjoy. You know what I mean? Not just finding some cheap shit off Amazon and doubling the price, making my own website and
that's
flogging
not
it off.
like...
I don't find passion in that. I want to do things I'm passionate about because that's when I'm going to put most energy into it.
It's your brand. Like, I see so many e-commerce courses. No offense, there's a lot of e-commerce courses I don't agree with. I feel like there's a lot of people that make more money off e-commerce courses than actually what they do selling. Like, they're better at teachers than they are. But, like, they'll put on more of a bullshit story. The guys you're talking about sound pretty good. But,
the Adelaide boys, man, I watched them
does you have a black BMW? Has he got a black BMW?
Yeah, Cameron does.
Fuck.
I watched them go from pretty well nothing to something.
I'm keen to hear this pod.
Just off the power of e-commerce.
I'm keen to hear that pod because I might have done a skit. I might be working on a skit that kind of mocks them.
Yeah, well,
that's going to be interesting.
I think we're going to Rez's building, which he lives in, like this nice penthouse up on the top of Adelaide.
How old is he?
Our age.
How much is he making?
Oh, you'd have to fucking...
Yeah, this is the pod. Listen to the spill.
The course cost me $2,500, and he's got over 3,000 students.
See, to me, it sounds like
so what's that?
It sounds like he's
2 point something million.
He's making more money off the like selling the course than he would be actually doing e-com.
Yeah, but he's created hundreds and hundreds of fucking successful students, right? This is the thing he said to me. I ran into him when he was under the influence of something in town. I don't know what, but it was funny. It was funny. He goes, "Look, man, you bought my course. I'm teaching you how to achieve things through e-commerce. But the best thing you want to do in life is make someone pay for something that you learnt that you can give them." You know what I mean? So like, you're a good photographer, so like right now I could be paying you to teach me, but you didn't pay anything to learn. So
yeah, that's true.
It's a good investment.
That's a good point.
Do you know what I mean? So he said, "Look, I learned to do this. I created a course, and now you're paying me to teach you something. It's free money.
Yeah,
It's not an investment.
yeah,
It's free money. He probably spent $5,000 on his own courses, learned how to do it himself, made millions of dollars off a stainless steel peg, which is what he done. I don't know if it was millions of dollars, but
so that was
he's achieved what he achieves off
Yeah.
a fucking
stainless steel peg. I know the guy that made, those spoiled ducks up there. I know the guy that copyrighted the design, and he lives in Adelaide.
Hey, wait,
And
wears a peg around his chain.
Like a gold peg.
No, his peg that he sells.
So he made a peg design, and then he just brought
That's
it.
how e-commerce works. He turned a peg into some hectic.
He must be a good marketer.
And yeah, he's fucking very good. He actually just bought out version 2 of his course, which me and Alicia are going to start before we travel to try start an income.
That's fucked up. So I'm just going to reply to my dad.
that's
Barnacle Bills
right.
tonight, guys. That's the good shit. So I'm keen for that podcast because I won't lie. There's a lot of e-commerce people I don't agree with how, like, I find them bullshitting
they're all
in front of a
creaming it.
camera. They're creaming it.
Yeah.
They are. I literally.
But genuinely, I've seen it hundreds and hundreds of snippets. Oh, if you want to do this, swipe up.
I hate shit.
I paid for the course, man. It cost me $2,500. I learned.
So did you get something out of it?
I learnt the most I've ever learnt in my entire life. Unfortunately, didn't get much out of it because
You're not doing it.
the cops took my shit.
Oh, they did. Dude, you would have that's $2,500 in assets gone.
Yeah, well, I've still got all the logins, so it's something that I'll use for the rest of my life.
I'll pay you $500 for it.
So the plan is to do e-commerce and do drop shipping, but with my own merch, my own brand, my own everything. That way,
What about OnlyFans if you go?
yeah, fucking oath. But it won't be explicit shit.
No,
it'll be Andrew Tate
Ti-
spec creaming the fuck out of thirsty dudes.
Do you know
and
Tilt Search?
You thirsty blokes will be paying for my lucky Australia.
If you're lucky Australian. Do you know Tilt Search?
Yeah, the Adelaide chick.
We had her on a podcast, and she is. I just want to say that she's the most fucking genuine girl I've met. She's probably the biggest OnlyFans creator. She's the biggest OnlyFans creator in South Australia. She's made over
a car off my missus.
Yeah, she's got a Ford Ranger she's driving at the moment.
She used to have a what was that? Chimney or something.
Yeah, Jimny. Yeah, well,
she bought that from my missus' work.
Really? Because she's made over 6-7 figures.
Oh,
I don't know all the stats, but
she's explicit. I don't want to do that type of shit.
No. To get her
Neither
explicit
does my
shit,
missus.
you have to pay big. You don't just pay for OnlyFans and then get the explicit shit. And she goes into a lot of detail about this. If you want that explicit shit, you're going like really deep into the page.
Yeah.
But man, many people that shit like it's a sensitive topic, and I won't go too much into it. But she gets a lot of hate for what she does, and I just wish her the best. If you ever get to see her here in South Australia, she's a lovely girl.
If you're making money off something you got given for free, which is your body, you're winning.
Yeah.
It's living outside of the matrix, in my opinion.
100%.
So I said to my missus, I said, look, you're gorgeous. If we can, there's nothing wrong with you doing it. There's something wrong with the dickheads that are stupid enough to pay for it. So if we can make money off you creaming blokes, let's do it. Let's do it. What do we got to lose?
Nothing to lose.
And no one's going to be fucking seeing like my missus. Like whatever I don't like is not going to happen.
Yeah. But she wouldn't have her face in it?
Yeah, all that shit.
Yeah.
But like they wouldn't be seeing explicit shit.
No. So what? She just jerks you off and then...
No, fuck no. We're not even that. Just creaming cunts.
Let's pay for Jordan's cock.
But it always ends up that because you get offered heaps of money and you're like, oh fuck it, we'll do a sex tape. But No, honestly, man, just a travel niche OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes of travelling Australia.
I think give it a crack. There's nothing wrong with it. People
Mate,
OnlyFans
OnlyFans was originally somewhere for you to go pay to see behind the scenes of some famous person.
Yeah.
It was only during COVID they turned it into this massive porno place.
Mate, I love that, hey. The OnlyFans creator, he's done a good job. It's turned, but people still do videos like how to drive a race car and stuff. People do that content. Like, there's more to it, but the porn stuff's more obviously popular. I would never pay for it. I don't see the point in it.
Yeah, no, me neither. I've
Good
paid
on.
for like 3 OnlyFans just to see what the fuck, because there's chicks I went to school with, and me and Alicia were like, fuck, let's just see what they're doing.
But that's why people do it. That's why people do it, because they know people that they want to buy.
Yeah, mate.
People
if
might
my missus
wanna see
was
my
to do
cock.
if my missus was to do it, we'd have a half a lap of Australia within a month.
Yeah.
Of just thirsty wankers that she used to go to school with want to see. Gotcha. It's just a bikini pic. You know what I mean? Now I'm just fucking myself over.
It's in USD as well, so you're getting more
now
money.
I just fucked myself over because everyone's gonna know we're just gonna cream them.
Yeah, well.
But you know,
not too bad.
All right. It's an hour 55 minutes.
That's good. Nearly 2 hours. I think we've done well. I'm excited to see what you get up with, but just to end it, thank you. Because I've talked about a lot of topics that I normally don't talk about, so people probably think I'm some weird.
And the reason I wanted to get
conspiracy
you
theorist.
on is because you've never seen you. And that's why I asked you that question.
Yeah.
Why don't you share if you're awake to what's going on? Why don't you share it? But also, we've never really actually met. You know what I mean?
100%.
So,
like, we've done drifting, and that's essentially it. But I think we both think very alike.
we're on our own journey.
Yeah.
And I think it's great, man.
Yeah.
Because without a journey, that you got no track to follow.
100%. Well, I'm keen to see what we can do this year. Hope I see you drifting more. That'd be sick. I'm gonna keep.
I'm not doing the car shit no more.
Man, okay. Fine.
I will. I'll do a few cars.
Yeah.
I've always got a soft spot in my heart for cars and stuff. But
Skids.
yeah.
But thank you very much. We'll cut it there. See you later.
Thanks for coming on.
The spill.
And we'll link up again in the future.
Sounds good.
And we'll recap what we've achieved.
I would love to do that.
All right.
Hope I'm rich by then out of the Matrix.
Yeah, that's the plan, I suppose, eh?
No shit.
All right, thanks, guys. Ciao.